Welcome to World Cinema Reviews. This is your host Frank the Vamp, and tonight, we're going to talk about another J horror movie. If you guys seen my video of Sadako 3D, which is a Ringo Racing sequel, made in 3D in Japan in 2012. Now, the year later, 2013, we got Sadako 3D 2. I will spoil a little bit of the last movie, so I recommend, I'll put it on the link if you know, haven't seen part one, you may, it may be better that you watch my review of part one before you know, if you haven't seen part one. Anyways, this is a 2013 Japanese horror film directed by the same director, Sutomo Hanabusa, and starring Miori Takimoto, Koji Seto, and reprising his role for Seiji Kashiwada is Yusuke Yamamoto. Um, and this takes place 5 years after the original, supposedly, after the events of part one. So, we see that the artist has not died like he was set up on part one. He actually, did fake his own death, but he is captured by police, and you can see it in a sort of a newsreel there. So you see that he's not dead, and what he was doing is basically he was capturing young women. He dressed them up like Sadako, and just toss them into a well, sort of a human sacrifice, wishing that the Onryo, the vengeful spirit of Sadako, will come back into one of their bodies, but they kept rejecting, saying to them, "You're not the one, you're not the one," until she found a psychic, telekinetic woman from part one, but it couldn't be. Now on part two, we notice that he's incarcerated, and the artist is incarcerated, and he's awaiting a death sentence, from the murder of all these women. At the same time, the killer, video online seems to strike. However, it's not the focus of this film. Just to let you know, it's actually used and mentioned very little. It focuses more on this relationship of this couple that has a baby, and this baby, and apparently the mother dies, right? And the auntie takes care of the baby that grows up into a creepy little girl that can see the future, and she can tell who's gonna die and how they're gonna die. And she's kind of a introvert, doesn't talk much, and when she dies, it's very creepy. She gets bullied at school, and her auntie doesn't understand why. Wants to take her to a psychologist to understand. At the same time, there's a policeman that's investigating the suicide murders that are going on. Is the killer videotape back? Has the little girl have something to do with it? Is there something connected to the guy in jail? Overall, it's interesting mystery. Not as many jump scares as part one, and overall, way less creepy. Um, the other thing that you could tell about this film is that I like the fact that the story is actually very nice, very intricate, and you can and you kind of like follow along, and little by little it develops how these characters are connected and how they got there. And I'm not going to spoil that for you. So because there are some reveals, to see why this little girl is doing these things, and what power does she had anything to do with Sadako, and of course, the we see that even in jail, the artist is still obsessed about bringing the resurrection of Sadako. Will he succeed even from in jail? is he the one doing it? You know, we see we see a woman on a kimono. That's we saw her at the end of part one, and now she's also um, on part two, and and I'll let you see what she does and how is she involved, or it's probably a setup for another film, another 3D film. Um, so I also like the acting of the little girl. She's very convincing. I think overall everybody was pretty good, but the little girl was a little better than everybody else. So things that I like is definitely, the story is interesting. I like that. Things that I did not like, this film is just not as scary. Um, the 3D technology is not used very much the right way. Um, I also think it's very slow paced. Overall, just not as quality as Sadako 3D. Sadako 3D got a B plus, maybe even an A minus on a good day. This one, yeah, this one gets a solid B to B minus. Maybe more of a B minus, really. B on a good day, B minus. Still, there's a lot of good things. I mean, if you're curious about, because it's a true continuation of the story. So if you haven't watched part one, you may miss a lot of the things and why they're like that. I mean, it really stands as its own film. You really to understand why, the artist is in jail, why he's done, and the moments. And there's something that I can't talk to you about, you know, about the relationship with the little girl that will ruin the movie for you because I want you to really watch it and see it. So still, it's a solid movie, but there's nothing spectacular. So if you like Japanese horror and you like the Ring, you want more of the Ring since you can get any more Western Ring, right? After everything was ruined with the Ring too in America. So definitely, I would say check out Sadako 3D too. If not, this is about an average title. Even watch it in a midnight view. It's still good. So overall, I think still a good movie. Not a great one, but a good one. It's a solid movie. So definitely, I would recommend you to watch it. So please subscribe, comment. Whether you liked it or not. And unfortunately, I can't really say much of the 3D effects. They look lesser, but I don't have a 3D television. Would love it because I think it'll be really more creepy if I could see, Sadako on 3D. So take it easy, be blessed, take care, and see you next video. More videos coming up, so stay tuned. Bye.